Low cost, full service, business class, economy class, premium, no matter the category. It's not that often that I get off of a flight and I think to myself, yeah, I don't need to do that again. But Hongkong Airlines just seem to win me over in that regard. I still can't tell you if they're a full service carrier, getting away with low cost carrier offerings, or a low cost carrier pretending to be full service. Either way, no thank you. By the way, if you're ever curious about the price that I paid for this flight, or the equipment that I use on a daily basis while traveling and creating, all of that can be found in the description below. Let me welcome any of you that might be new to the channel. My name is Kevin. I'm here to give you a self-funded and honest look at some of the best, most unique, or simply most popular airlines and hotels in the world, which I've been bringing to you full-time for 5 years now. I'd love for you to know more about how I do things on the channel, so simply scan the QR code or check out one of my hundreds of videos to do so. Let's get into the trip report. Welcome to Bangkok Suvarnabhumi International Airport to the east of the city. Bangkok has 2 airports, and this one is the main hub for full-service intercontinental travel. The other, Don Mueang, is busy in its own right, but caters to low-cost carriers. I just landed after 2 flights from Mauritius to Nairobi to here on Kenya Airways. I had to change my itinerary a bit since those Kenya Airways flights had a date change, so now I'm transiting right away to Hong Kong on Hongkong Airlines, who thankfully had a transit desk so I didn't need to pass through immigration. Hong Kong is the most frequent international destination from Bangkok Suvarnabhumi, and there are a whopping 8 airlines, most of which are full service, to choose from, including the likes of Emirates, Ethiopian, and even recently, United. I headed to the Miracle Lounge with Priority Pass to spend my 2 hours in transit, the staff of which let me know that there was another branch just across from my gate, so that's where I headed. Hongkong Airlines began in 2001 as CR Airways. At first a helicopter company, then charter airline to Cambodia and the Philippines at first, before securing contracts to carry mail to mainland China. In 2006, H&A Group bought a 45% stake in the small carrier, and soon they were turned into Hongkong Airlines. H&A Group, or now H&A Aviation, is the full owner or major shareholder in so many airlines, and at present they have over 650 aircraft. But like Hong Kong Airlines, their financials have not always been that inspiring. Hong Kong Airlines' growth pattern looks a bit like a roller coaster. They ordered 51 aircraft in 2007, with their first wide-bodies coming online 3 years later. In the years that followed, they expanded regionally significantly, and went as far-flung as Australia and New Zealand. In 2017, they received their first A350s and began service to Los Angeles, San Francisco, and Vancouver. The following year, many of the airline's executives quit, and they scaled down from 38 to 28 aircraft in their fleet. To add insult to injury, the Hong Kong protests and then COVID saw their network shrink continuously. Here's our 9-year-old A320 now. Hong Kong Airlines flies this route multiple times a day on a variety of A330s and A320s. I was originally booked on an A330, but when I needed to change my itinerary, this flight just worked better. By 2023, they sold their A350s and said that they were committed to being a regional airline only. Until of course they changed their mind, and again last year tried to restart long-haul services using 787s from sister airline Hainan Airlines. From what I've seen so far, that regrowth has been limited to Vancouver and Sydney. So, some pretty shaky ground, but with Cathay Pacific being their primary competitor, surely they must be decent, right? Let's get on board. H&A Aviation enjoys red, it would seem. In my opening, I mentioned that I feel no need to ever fly Hongkong Airlines again, and it all comes down to this seat. On an A320, it is the tightest seat that I've ever been in. The width is nearly standard, but because of the shape of the seat back, even in full upright position, the seat back feels like it's inches from your face. For what it's worth, I'm sitting back in my chair and the top of my phone is touching my forehead here. And I'll give props where props are due. Changing my flights on Hongkong Airlines directly on their website was literally the easiest flight change that I've ever done. So easy, in fact, that I wasn't sure that it was actually, finished. No change fee either, and no fare difference to pay. If I could change literally just one thing about the airline industry, it would be exactly this. I wish they were like hotels. The cheapest fare can't be changed, fine. But for 10-20% more, as in not double the fare, you can have full flexibility up until a couple weeks before departure. But I will keep dreaming. If you're enjoying the video and would like to support the channel, there are many ways that you could do so. A quick like on the video and subscribe helps videos with the algorithm. You could join my YouTube channel memberships to get early access to some videos and access to all of my community posts. Or you could check out my Patreon, where I post the most, and can help you out with any travel-related questions. Whatever you do, thanks for doing it. There were a whopping 7 cabin crew members on board, and the flight deck gave a really nice detailed welcome on board. Let's get in the air and we can dig into our delicious meal service. And here we are. A red bean paste bun. Yay. And I really have no interest in knowing what that is. If you don't fly in this region a lot, maybe you're thinking, well, what do you expect on a 2-hour flight in economy? Well, I'll tell you, a full meal. Keep in mind that Hongkong Airlines does self-identify as a full-service airline. So, for full-service airlines in the region, whether it's Cathay Pacific, Vietnam Airlines, Thai Airways, Malaysia Airlines, Philippine Airlines, Singapore Airlines, you will always get a full meal on a 2-hour international flight. No exceptions. Each one of those airlines in economy, 2-3 hour flight, it's already on the channel. Obviously, there are no in-flight monitors. They did advertise having in-flight Wi-Fi for streaming entertainment, but that did not work. Even that engine could just use a little bit of TLC. Thankfully, soon enough we began our descent into Hong Kong. They call themselves a full-service airline on their website, so I will judge them as one. I'm going for a 3. My first inclination was to put them at a 2, but in this day and age, making ticket changes easy goes a long way in my book. And so here we are. Would you be surprised to know that my next flight on a Cebu Pacific A330-900 Neo in a 333 configuration was more comfortable? I certainly was. So I really do hope that you enjoyed this trip report today. If you did, please be sure to click the like button and subscribe with notifications on so you don't miss my twice weekly videos. I'll see you next time on that Cebu Pacific flight. As always, thanks for watching until the end.